Hi, welcome to Crypto Info Depot, where we talk about crypto and beyond. I think I may have figured out a way to know when to buy or enter the market, at least in a way, I think I may have figured out a way to enter the market. I'm showing here my Bitcoin chart on a daily basis. I've got 4 moving averages going here, and you can see that the yellow one is moving up above the blue one here. And I think that whenever that happens, that is probably a safe time to stay or get into or hold on to crypto. This is the Bitcoin chart. I have yet to put this to the test on other equities, but for right now, I want to show you what I've come across, and you can make your own decision. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to subscribe and get more content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. But here's what we got. So I'm going to show you the settings here. First off, let me just pull this up. Here's my settings. It's a 4-day period, so the yellow line here, I've set it as a 4-day moving average. The blue line is a 15-day moving average. This is entirely custom. I did this myself to try to come up with some ideas on when is it safe to be in a particular holding and when should I consider getting out. The red line is a 40-day moving average, and the purple line is a 50-day moving average. So the way that I have done this is I've gone back and looked at Bitcoin on a daily basis to see if this theory holds true, and it seems to so far. This right here is February 14th, Valentine's Day of 2022. We've got a lot of volatility in the market right this minute because of various news having to do with interest rates and international war stuff between Russia and Ukraine and the United States. So we're going to see if this holds out. Right now, the yellow line is coming very close to the blue line. Question is, will it stay above the blue line? My thesis is that it will stay above the blue line for actually a considerable time. So let's see why I've made that thesis. First off, my thesis here is that we have changed directions, and this line is now headed up. Everything is headed up. Why do I think that? Let's go back in history. First off, let me get rid of a couple of these lines because they're not needed, and I'm going to make a future video on the other lines. Right now, the only 2 lines that we need are the yellow line and the blue line. And the question is, when the yellow line crosses up and over the blue line, is that a viable indicator of a long-term potential uptrend? So if we go back, so here's the most recent time that happened, right here. If we go back and look at, now this is a downtrend. Now my belief is that this thesis works on an uptrend, not so much on a downtrend. So as long as we're in an uptrend, it appears to me that when the yellow line crosses up and over the blue line, that signifies a long and decent uptrend that you can stay into the equity on. This is Bitcoin. Perhaps it'll work on other equities. I'm going to test those later on. So again, right here, this was the bottom. The yellow line crosses over the blue line and gives us, this is, let's move these down here. This gives us from July, the middle of July, end of July 21, all the way through September. So nearly 2 months, about a month and a half of uptrend. On this one here, it starts on October 2nd, October 1st, and takes us all the way through the end of October. So yeah, no, I'm sorry, September 30th. I'll call it October 1st through the almost end of October. So we got a couple of weeks out of that. So that wasn't bad. If we go back even further to the last uptrend, we see this one here. Whoops. signified where it crossed over. We had hit a downtrend and then it crossed over. Now, what is it that begins to signify a good strong uptrend? Well, what I see is a dip in the blue line, a good curve there, and right before it, a good curve in the yellow line. So here we go down. Whether or not that's a time to sell, I'm going to do a separate video on that. Right now, this is all about when it's safe to be in and potentially purchase. So if we go back here and take a look at this one, here it crossed up and over and then back down. So it gave us another, what is this, December 14th through January 10th. So almost a month of upside there. Let's go back further and test our theory and see if this holds true. Here's another one where it crosses up and then comes back. It dips into here. This is one of the few times that I've noticed on the chart where it actually dips, goes up and then dips. But even still, once it dips, yeah, that one's a tricky one. So you'd have to watch other indicators. Let's see what the RSI looks like at that point. Go here, double click. Yeah, the RSI, the stochastic RSI at that point is indicating a potential up. So this is something that you'd also take into account. Is I like to use the stochastic RSI, especially this little indicator right here that shows that it's crossing up and over there. So even as this point here is crossing down, we see that the stochastic RSI is crossing up. So I probably would be really cautious and I would just watch things for a little bit right there, because we've got another instance right here where the stochastic crosses up and it coincides with the yellow line crossing up and over the blue line. If we go back a little further, let's see what we've got going on here. Let's try to find a longer uptrend. Here's another longer uptrend. Does our theory hold true here? The first time it crosses over on this one, this is back in 2020. It goes up, crosses over, tries to come back down and almost touches but doesn't, then goes up and continues. And so that did give us 323 to 49, so a good couple of weeks of upside. So and then here it crosses back down, but again we see our let's see, let's move this over a little bit. We see our stochastic crossing up. So it's one where you watch it with another signal to be sure. But here is a solid signal. It goes back up and it lasts for another 423 to 511, 2-3 weeks. And then we go sideways. Do we have any more? Here's a pretty good one right here. Crosses up and over and then lasts for a while. So if we go to, if we go back and let's reset, let's see, I'll hit this, reset the chart, bringing us to right now. The question is, did this particular crossover right here give us the indicator that we need? We'll know here in a couple of days, depends on how Bitcoin acts. Hey, if you like this information and you want to watch more, please hit subscribe and hit the like button on this video. In the meantime, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Goodbye.